Hi, I'm Wade Prince from the Gormley Group with a quick overview on what happens when your current GSA scheduled contract is approaching its 20-year mark or alternate end date, and what you need to do to ensure that you always have a contract in place to keep supporting your government customers. A quick refresher. A GSA scheduled contract is good for a potential 20-year term, an initial 5-year base with 3 5-year extension options. There's no mechanism to go beyond the 20-year mark. At 20 years, that contract is over for new business. So if you want to continue using the GSA scheduled program, you must submit a new streamlined offer. GSA has created a streamlined offer process for companies to obtain a new 20-year GSA scheduled contract once their existing contract has reached the final option period. This process significantly reduces the amount of information required in the proposal in comparison to a standard new offer. Under the streamlined offer process, companies are not required to submit elements such as past performance, financial statements, corporate experience, or relevant project experience. Companies will need to submit all other mass offer requirements like pricing proposal, a current quality control plan, and if applicable, new letters of supply and an agent authorization letter if you're using a third party to support your contract. There could be additional requirements specific to the company type and to the particular special item numbers or SINs within your offer. In order for the proposal to be considered a streamlined offer, GSA does expect that it will largely mirror your current contract. They won't typically allow you to include new SINs, products, or services, but usually have no problem with you removing SINs, products, or services. Even though this new offer is expected to mirror the old one, keep in mind, an award is not a rubber stamp. It will still be reviewed to confirm that your disclosures and submissions are current, accurate, and complete. The price proposal will also be reviewed for fairness and reasonableness. So even though they are already approved on your current contract, your prices or rates can be renegotiated. How long does it take for your CO to review a streamlined offer? As with many things at GSA, your mileage may vary. It really depends on your CO. After almost 2 decades working with GSA, we hope you have a good relationship with your CO, or at least a good idea of how they manage contract actions and how quickly they operate. That is not likely to change for the review of your streamlined offer. Their work ethic, their workload, their personality, and their interpretations of scheduled contract terms and conditions will affect this action as they do with all other actions with GSA. We've had streamlined offers go in a year plus in advance and get awarded in a month. We've also had streamlined offers go in a year plus in advance and get awarded the day the old contract expires. An incredibly stressful situation for all involved because, as I've mentioned, once that old contract ends, there's nowhere for your new business to go if a new contract is not in place. So our guidance is to get this streamlined offer in as early as you can so you can get awarded with enough runway to transition your new opportunities there. GSA starts sending notices of eligibility to submit a streamlined offer around the year 14 mark. So then, or certainly any time during your last contract period, is not too soon. There are even procurements such as a 10-year blanket purchase agreement or BPA that may make you consider submitting even earlier. What happens to your old contract? GSA's expectation is that that old contract will be quickly sunsetted and canceled if the new contract is awarded prior to the end date of the old one. But that is a negotiation point and will be driven largely by what ongoing work you have under that old contract. As I've mentioned, once the streamlined offer is awarded, all new work is expected to go under the new contract. Ongoing work on your old contract may be able to continue for some period of time under certain circumstances, but you'll need to review the terms and conditions of those contracts to see what is possible. You can typically continue to modify the old contract while the streamlined offer is under review, but because the time between a submission and award can be significant, you don't want the two contracts to drift too far apart. We recommend that prior to submitting your streamlined offer, you work to get your old contract as current as possible in terms of adds, deletes, price increases, decreases, or any other necessary modifications. This way, your streamlined offer mirrors the best version of your old contract, and you don't end up with two schedules that are far apart in terms of what is available to your government customers. So I've given you a high-level overview of what happens when your current contract hits its end date and what you need to do to continue using the GSA Schedules program. But the nuances of your particular contract can greatly affect your approach towards a streamlined offer. If you have any questions on this process or any other government contracting issue, please don't hesitate to contact us. We'd be happy to help.